Hey everyone, welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Counter Surveillance. In this video, we'll cover the basics of spotting and evading surveillance, whether you're worried about your personal privacy or just curious about how to stay safe in an increasingly monitored world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss an update in this series. Surveillance is everywhere. Whether you know it or not, there's a chance you're being watched right now through cameras, GPS trackers, or even by people following you. Surveillance can come in many forms, and it's becoming more sophisticated every day. But what if you could spot it and avoid being tracked? Surveillance isn't just about government or big companies spying on you. It can be personal too. Think about hidden cameras, someone following you on foot or by car, or even a hacker tracking your phone's location. Today, we're going to introduce you to the basics of counter-surveillance, the art of detecting and evading these efforts to track or monitor you. Before we dive into counter-surveillance, let's first understand the different types of surveillance you might encounter. First, there's physical surveillance. This could be someone following you on foot or in a car. Sometimes it's obvious, like a car tailing you, but other times it's subtle. Then there's electronic surveillance. Think hidden cameras and GPS trackers. These are harder to spot, but not impossible. Covert surveillance happens when you're being watched without you knowing, like someone secretly recording your conversations or watching you in public. Finally, open surveillance is when you're aware of being watched, like the cameras in a store or security guards monitoring a building. Tip number 1. Be aware of your surroundings. This may sound obvious, but it's the foundation of counter-surveillance. Always look around and take note of people near you, especially in crowded areas. Is someone too close for comfort? Are they acting suspiciously? So, now that we know what we're up against, let's talk about counter-surveillance. Simply put, counter-surveillance is the set of techniques and strategies used to detect, disrupt, and evade surveillance. Tip number 3. Use technology to your advantage. Your smartphone can be a great tool to detect hidden surveillance devices. Tip number 2. Change your patterns. If you always take the same route to work, or stop at the same cafe every morning, it's easy for someone to predict your movements. If you suspect you're being watched or followed, here's what to do. First, stay calm. Panicking can make you seem suspicious. Second, confirm your suspicions. Check your surroundings. Look for unusual activity. Third, take action. If you're being followed on foot, change directions or head to a public place. And that's just the beginning. Today, we covered the basics of counter-surveillance and some simple steps you can take to protect your privacy. Remember, the key is to be aware and proactive. Keep practicing these techniques, and in the next video, we'll dive into more tradecraft tactics.